Genesis chapter 32 and verse 26. And he said, Let me go, for the day breaketh. And he said, I will not let thee go, except thou bless me. And he said to him, What is thy name? And he said, Jacob. And he said, Thy name shall be called no more Jacob, but Israel. For as a prince hast thou power with God and with men, and has prevailed. Book of Genesis chapter 32, verse 26. Weyibelo fenawani isma. Goha atsebahe weyibelo. Iyefanawaka lema ebarekani. Weyibelo manu samaka. Weyibelo Yaakov samya. Weyibelo Yekun enka samka Yaakov. Daemu Yekun samka Israel. Isma kalaka misla exyabihir. Wa misla igwala ema yo. So as the scripture reads, the angel said to him, Send me away, for the dawn arriveth. And he said, I will not send you away from you not bless me. And he said, What is your name? And he said, Jacob is my name. And he said, Your name will not be Jacob. Wherefore, it will become your name, Israel. For you have power and are able with Ixyabihir and with the children from the mother of living. Iguala Emahiyel, it means the offspring of the mother of life. Iguala Emahiyel, meaning those born from the earth. So the angel told him that his name would no longer be Jacob, but that his name would be Israel, because he had power and he was able to do things with Ixyabihir and with the children of men, or the offspring of the mother of living. As we see the screen, we see Israel. Israel. There's a very popular rumor that's going around saying that this stands for Isis, Ra, and El. And our disagreement with those things, based on the language and the phonetics of where this word is coming from, even if we were to say Isis, Isis is a Greek distortion of the name Aset, right? So it wasn't a woman in Egypt named Isis. A woman in Egypt was named Aset. So Isis Ra'el is a false teaching about the meaning of the word Israel. Now in the English translation it says, For as a prince hast thou power with God. In Hebrew, the word for prince is Sar. English, you would spell that like S-A-R, Sar. Interesting that in Amharic, the word for prince is Ras, R-A-S. So R-A-S and S-A-R are the same words, backwards or forward, right? So the Bible definition or interpretation of Israel is that it means a prince with power, with God and with men. So we want to bring to a new heights of the word Israel. This first part over here on the right, Isra and El. These last two would be El. English, they write it and spell it E-L. This first part is the I, S, and the R, right? So the way this language, because this language, as I'm going to show a chart, this language is connected to what you call the Proto-Semitic languages or the Semitic language families. So Isra is a word in Giz that means 20. Isra and El. So we see the first part, Isra, it means 20. Now, why or how, what would be the significance of 20 and Jacob's name in relation to a new name? Why would his new name have 20 in it? So again, we can see it says Proto-Semitic is the reconstructed proto-language common ancestor to the Semitic language family. It says there is no consensus regarding the location of the Proto-Semitic. Ur-Hamat scholars hypothesize that it may have originated in the Levant, the Sahara, the Horn of Africa, the Arabian Peninsula, or Northern Africa. According to some sources nowadays, the likeliest place of origin is North Africa, and that's the Proto-Semitic. So again, the Proto-Semitic significance. Let's see if we can bring that up. Proto-Semitic significance and the relation of the letters and the alphabets. As you see, you can see in this chart from the hieroglyphics, the Proto-Sinatic. This one appears to be the Paleo-Hebrew, which is referred to as Phoenician. We have here ARM, which could stand for Aramaic or it could stand for Armenian. Reason we say because we also have Syriac, which it also is referred to as Aramaic. So we see we have Samaritan, you have Hebrew, you have Syriac, you have Arabic, you have Sabaean, you have Giz, you have cuneiform, and one last one over here. I'm not certain what that abbreviation stands for, but ones that are learned can comment on it. So we see a steady pattern and progression of letters or phonics. Now, many people don't know that even the English letters that we use, because the Greek alphabet, the Roman alphabet, also the Old English, Middle English, and Modern English developed out of this, which they would call the Paleo-Hebrew. And as you can see, like for Aleph, which is the ox head, it still looks like an A just turned on its side. You see in Hebrew, Aleph. Now coming over here to Sabaean and Giz, we see Ah. ha, ba, ga, da, ha, wa, za, ha, ta, ya, ka, la. And these are the same letters that have been used. This is why they would group them in a family, because they share at least two traits. So, as we said, in the Ge'ez language, Isra means 20, and there are also possibly others in this family, the Semitic language family, that also use it would mean the same thing in those languages. As in some languages, for instance, the number one is a hadu. So a hadu is one in a couple of the other Semitic languages. But as we said, this is the Aleph. Going back to what we showed for Israel, little time we'll get it together. So this is Israel again. Now you see those letters are part of a language family, which we said is Proto-Semitic. So in this language, this is a word, Isra, and we all know El. We're familiar with El because the angels like Mikael, Gabriel, Rufael or Raphael, Urael, Fanuel. El is predominant. And we know going forward in the scripture, we could see Betael, which was the house of God. So now Jacob is being called Israel. And as we said again, Isra means 20. Let's see, what is the significance with the 20? What's the significance with the 20? So we want to go here. First, we want to break this down. Mammal, right? Mammals, animal. We all know that human is classified as a mammal, but within the categories of mammals, there are various mammals in the family. We'll say mammal, class Mammalia, or Mammalia, sorry. Any member of the group of vertebrate animals in which the young are nourished with milk from special mammary glands of the mother. In addition to these characteristic milk glands, mammals are distinguished by several other unique features. Here is a typical mammalian feature, although in many whales it has disappeared except in the fetal stage. The mammalian lower jaw is hinged directly to the skull instead of through a separate bone, the quadrate. As in all other vertebrates, a chain of three tiny bones transmits sound waves across the middle ear. A muscular diaphragm separates the heart and the lungs from the abdominal cavity. Only the left aortic arch persists. In birds, the right aortic arch persists, In reptiles, amphibians, and fishes, both arches are retained. Mature red blood cells, erythrocytes, and all mammals lack a nucleus. All other vertebrates have nucleated red blood cells, except for the monotremes, an egg-laying order of mammals comprising echidnas and the duck-billed platypus. All mammals are viviparous. They bear live young in the placental mammals, which have a placenta to facilitate nutrient and waste exchange between the mother and the developing fetus. The young are carried within the mother's womb, reaching a relatively advanced stage of development before birth in the marsupials, e.g., kangaroos, opossums, and wallabies. The newborns are incompletely developed at birth and continue to develop outside the womb, attaching themselves to the female's body in the area of her mammary glands. Some marsupials have a pouch-like structure or fold, the marsupium that shelters the suckling young. And one can forward research that, but as we said, that is just a brief gist of what a mammal is, and the reason of bringing up mammal, it is significant to the reasoning. So, as we said, Isra is 20, right? So, for Jacob to receive the name Israel, what? How is that relative? What does Israel relate to? And as we said, we're talking about mammals, so found this very interesting that it says that the mammal orders, there are 19 orders of mammals in the class Mammalia, in which 17 nourish unborn young in the placentia, egg-laying mammals, and marsupials, with some of the information we just went over. But the key of the reasoning is that there are 19 orders of mammals. And as we see, a mammal is also an animal, right? So Jacob now, his name being changed to Israel, and Isra meaning 20, and El representing, because El represents Ixabi here, Most High. You would have the Aleph and the Lamed. The Lamed, you would say Al or El, but these words are significant of two words. Ixabi here, which starts with Aleph, even though it sounds like it starts with Aleph. There are 7 variations of the Aleph in the Giz language. So Xiabi here, being the 6th variation, and which El is the 5th. So Xiabi here, Le'ul is a word that means most high. So when you have those acronyms, there would be Xiabi here, Le'ul, or El, and that means Ixabi here, Most High, or the Lord Most High, or God Most High. So it's saying now with these 19 orders of mammals, and now Jacob is being named Isra. because the angel told him, he said, you have power and are able to do things with Ixabi here and with man. So this placed him in a new state of being, raising him above the class of animal, in a place between Ixabi here, our sovereign, the creator of all things, the ruler of the heavens and the earth, and man, right? So he is Israel. To be an Israelite is a spiritual and a high calling, right? It's a special place with the Almighty, with the Creator of all things. It's chosen people, right? So Israel, the 20th order of being, not Isis, Ra, and El. Those are mixtures where people want to tarnish the name Israel. And as you can see, if we go to Psalm 83, a lot of Hebrews familiar with this psalm, but a lot of people don't know that they are Israel, right? And this was deliberately done and carried out by those who had the ability to carry out such activities, right? And the Bible makes it clear in Psalm 83, it says, keep not thou silence, O God. Hold not thy peace and be not still, O Most High. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up their head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come, let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they consulted together with one consent, they are confederate against thee. It goes on to mention in verse 6 the tabernacles of Edom, Ishmaelites of Moab, Hagarenes, Gebal, and Ammon, and Amalek, Philistines, with the inhabitants of Tyre. Assur also is joined with them, and they have opened the children of Lot, Selah. Do unto them as unto the Midianites, as to Sisera, as to Jaban at the brook of Kison, which perished at Endor, where they became as dung for the earth. Make their nobles like Oreb and like Zeeb, yea, and all their princes as Zebah and Zalmunna, who said, let us take to ourselves the houses of Ixavier in possession. O my Amlak, make them like the wheel, as the stubble before the wind, as the fire burneth a wood, and as the flame setteth the mountains on fire, so persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm. Fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name, O Ixavier, and allow them be confounded and troubled forever. Yea, let them be put to shame and perish, that men may know that thou whose name alone is Ixavier, Haya Ashar Haya, Yahuwah, Yahweh, Adonai, Ixavier, Zahalo Yehelu, Sonini Nanini. I am who exists. You are the Most High over all the earth. We give you praise and we give you glory and we give you honor and we give you thanks. So he says that they said, come, let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. So Israel is a higher calling, it's a higher order above the mammals, above the animals. It's a special place with Ixyabi here, the Most High, that comes with special accountability and responsibilities, right? Covenants and vows. And Ixyabi here is faithful to fulfill his promises. So he wants us to be faithful and upright. Show ourselves trustworthy. Can he trust us? Like a man that's trustworthy, a man could tell him a secret and he could trust that man. That's why the Most High said he only revealed his secrets to his servants, the prophets, because most are not trustworthy. You have a big thing right now, it's popular. Everybody's saying, well, what's the name of God? What's God's name? What's God's name? And this is a trait that's originating from those that are outside of his house. The reason I say this because we look at our conduct and the way how we, even as man and woman, how do we address our earthly parents? We address them with terms of respect. I know when we were raised, you could not even talk about elders without, they said, put a handle on that. You couldn't call an elder by their first name and you were a child. Call an elder Mr. or Mrs., right? And your parents, you call them father or mother, daddy, mama, mommy, all the different variations. But the point being is that there was not a direct address to your parents by their first name. So if we really know the Most High and we are his children, then it is adequate to say Father. And this is why he taught us to pray in that manner. Our Father who art in Zion, who art in heaven, or who art in Ariam, who is above the heavens, right? Hallowed, holy is your name. So its significance in knowing the Most High as a Father. Right now with the languages, there is so much confusion and dividing of the tongues. This is why he said, I'm going to restore to you a pure tongue. In other words, like when to come to the Most High in his kingdom, he said you have to be like the little children, right? To inherit the kingdom, we have to be like the children. And he said, now the children, they speak a pure tongue when they come here to this earth. Time they say gaga, goo goo, right? Gaga, goo goo. It sounds like nothing to us. But gaga, goo goo, see, this is the letter Ga, where the cursor is, or the blesser. You see, Abaga, Gamel in Hebrew. So Ga, Gu, Gi, Ga, Ge, Ge, Go is the table of the Ge'ez syllabary. Ga, Gu, Gi, Ga, Ge, Ge, Go. So you see, Ga, Ga, Gu, Gu is part of this pure language that he was to restore to us. So we come to Ixyabi here with a pure heart, humble like the children, speaking a pure tongue, speaking a pure language to Ixyabi here, the Most High over all the earth. This word is Amlak. Amlak. Amlak is the word that in English in our Bible we translate as God. But Amlak as a word, it has meanings to it where you see the word Malaka, right? Malaka is the root of this word Amlak. So Malaka is to say master, owner, sovereign, ruler. And you say Amlak is to say the one that is the cause or the possessor, the one that owns, the one that rules, the one that is sovereign, and also the one that is worshipped. Because the variation of this word, Malaka, is also Mlik. Yemelik means to worship. So there is only one to be worshipped. That's the creator of heaven and earth. He has dominion over all the earth. The Amalek, which would be lesser gods or deities or spirits or angels, they have a certain jurisdiction. They have a certain locality. That's why people say the gods of our land or the gods of this, they're specific location wise. Because he said he gave those nations to be under different gods and different spirits and different angels, but not Israel, because we are the Lord's portion. We are Xavier's portion. We are his. Exi up here. We thank the Father. This is the blessed word, Exi up here. Exi ab here. See, the word Ab is here. Ab means father. Egzi is also a word that means Lord. Egzi Ab here. Here is also a is word that means good. So this word can be broken down into three parts. Egzi Ab here. Or it can be broken down to Egziab be here. Because be here, it also means land. But we say Igzi Ab here. He is the good Lord and Father, or the good Master and Father of all the earth, the heavens and the earth. Igzi Ab here. So as we said, this goes forward to this ancient language right here that is all connected, going back to the hieroglyphics, Proto-Semitic, Phoenician, Aramaic or Armenian, Samaritan, Hebrew, Syriac, Arabic, Sabian, Ge'ez, cuneiform. So we give thanks. It is just a brief reasoning. We'll reason some more about these topics. So may the Most High, the Mighty One of Israel, Exyabihir Le'ul, Amlaka Amalek Zahalo Yehelu, Exyabihir Le'ul, Malaka Amlaka Abraham, Malaka Amlaka Yitzhak, Malaka Amlaka Yaakov, Israel. Salam Lekulekimu means may peace be with you all.